Hi, hello, welcome back to my channel. My name is Chantel. You're watching another part of Reading the Rainbow series, and today's video we are going to be picking a book and just diving right in. I'm trying to keep these as short as possible. I will say though, I did purchase Moby Dick, and I know what you're thinking, Chantel. The whole point of this challenge is to get books off of your TBR. And I would say, yes, friend, you are correct. But this is my classic work, like difficult or intimidating, if you will, classic work that I'm choosing to read this year. So I am going to be taking War and Peace off and putting Moby Dick on. So that's because I've already read War and Peace, although I did want to reread it. I don't need to read it before May 9th. I have all year, but I do want to read this before May 9th. So that's what we're gonna do. I'm just letting you know that. So before we pick a book, if we pick blue, I probably won't pick Moby Dick. But if we were to pick blue, this is on there. War Peace is gonna come off. Okay, I have my mug right here with all my colors, and I'm gonna go in and pick color black. It's kind of smudged because water on it, but it says black. Ooh, okay. There's a lot of options, so let's go over there and pick a book together. Okay, so we have One by One starting the black category, and it goes all the way down to The Fifth Wave by Rick Yancey. I'm kind of thinking either The Naturals by Jennifer Lynn Barnes, or I kind of want to read Crave, because if I read Crave, then I can read Crush, and that'll get me 2. But I also do really want to read Blood Air. I loved this book when I was a teenager. It was so good. Let's do Crave. So I think yes. Yay. Okay, Crave by Tracy Wolff. I have read this before. This, if you don't know, is about a girl. Her name's Grace. She unfortunately is an orphan. Her parents had died in a car crash, and she goes to live with her uncle and her cousin in Alaska at this like private boarding school. What she doesn't know is that there are like dragons and gargoyles and vampires and like all that kind of stuff there. So it kind of reminds me of Twilight, but it's like that meaning boarding school. And it's a slight bully romance in the sense of he's not very kind to her at first, but things happen, you know. This book is very long. This book is 578 pages. 578 pages. She's a chunk. But the writing style is really easy, and I do seem to fly through Tracy Wolff's writing really quickly. I read all of this, and then I read a couple hundred pages into Crush before I had to stop, and then I was like, well, might as well just start over, because then I got the other book in the series, which is Covet. She's written more since then, but at the time, that's where I was with the writing. So yes, I'm very, very excited for this. I think it's gonna turn out really, really well. So yay, that's it. Hi, hello. So it is currently Wednesday, the 26th of February, and I am 120 pages into Crave. As you can see, that's how much I am. I think I'm in a little bit of a reading slump or something, because I cannot get into like any book. I originally gave this book 4 stars when I first read it. What's happening? Sorry about that. Someone was singing and now my light's flickering. I don't know what's happening. Anyway, I feel like I'm in a little bit of reading slump because I originally rated this 4 stars when I read it back in 2022, and I need to reread it so I can continue the series, but I'm kind of not loving it. And I feel like if I have given it 120 pages and I'm still not in love with the characters, Grace, the main character Grace, is such a pick-me. She's like one of the whole, like, I'm not like other girls because I'm short and I have curly hair. Ma'am, be so for real right now. Anyway, I am going to continue. I'm going to give it, I'm going to see how far I can get tonight, and if something doesn't happen where I like kind of fall in love with it again, it might be a DNF and we might be taking off Crush then, which is right here off the bookshelf, because I don't want to read books that I don't love, or books that are just meh. And anyway, like I was saying, I'm just gonna give it as many pages as I can, and we'll see if I love it or if I hate it. Basically what's happened so far is Grace, main character, has moved to Mirror Academy because she had a tragic death in the family, and so she's living with her uncle and her cousin, and basically she doesn't know that she's in a academy that has like werewolves and dragons and vampires and stuff, but yeah, she finds out relatively soon, and it's one of those things, it's like, it's not good, but I'm reading it because it's quick. I can't get over, sorry, the camera angles are crazy right now. I can't get over the, like, I'm not like other girls, and everyone is so mean to me here because I'm normal and everyone here is weird. Like, can we not, please? And I've already read this book, okay? So, and I'm annotating it. The annotations are actually really cute because they're fun colors, but they're kind of, I tried to pick like dark academia colors. But that's basically my update. We'll see. I feel like it might be a DNF. We might get 2 more books off of the shelf. You know, she's being narrowed down, but not because I've been reading, because I've been unhauling and DNFing. Hi, hello. So remember how I was like, hey, I'm gonna read a little bit more of this book, and I probably might sort of DNF it, most likely. I didn't end up reading more. I'm just gonna DNF it because every time I think about reading this book, I'm like, I don't want to. And if I'm already over 120 pages in, and your girl's like, I don't want to read it, then, which kind of sucks because I have all these tabs, but I think I'm going to take them out. Well, I'm not sure what to do because I did write right here, like what the tabs mean, so I don't know what to do with that, but yeah, Crave is a DNF. I feel like after Friends Don't, I am on a little bit of a book hangover, but this one just wasn't hitting, and I gave it 4 stars, like, 3 years ago when I read it, and I just don't think it's worth that. I would definitely go back and change it. I'm not going to, but you know what I mean. And then in turn, because we're DNFing that, this also means that Crush, our only white book, is also going to be taken off the TBR. So we're actually not doing too bad. on the shelf because, you know, shut up. That's where this bookmark went. I was wondering. That's hilarious. Okay. Yeah. So this one also has my like tabs and like what I would have done if I would have tabbed, but obviously I'm not going to read it, so we're good. This one does have a little bit of annotations, so I don't know if it has some like highlights in it and stuff, so from when I first read it and stuff, so I'm not sure if people are gonna want this book. I feel kind of bad like donating it, you know, but I mean, they're in good condition. One's just slightly highlighted, and I didn't write in this one at all. It's just tabbed, so I don't think that that's that big of a deal, right? And then I have the other book, Covet, I think, at home in my main bookshelf, and obviously I'll get rid of that one too when maybe I'll keep all of these together, and then when I go home next week for a conference, I can donate them all at one go, so that way they're together and they can be sold as like a little set thing. I feel like that's the way to do it. That is so much. That's so many pages. Oh my word. Just thinking about it, it's like, but yeah, so I just feel like some of these books aren't hitting, and I feel kind of bad DNFing, but so like that, we're making pretty good progress, y'all, and some of those already flipped over. It's because I read them, so I don't know. I feel bad, but I don't feel that bad. Anyway, I hope you liked this video. If you want to give it a like or thumbs up, comment down below if you've read the series, and subscribe if you haven't already. I will see you in the next one.